All right, everybody. We are now live with Speak Life Enterprise webinars, and I am truly excited to have the none other. I can't wait till y'all see her because she's such a beautiful person. I tell you, she's beautiful. Absolutely. And I don't just mean on the outside, I mean on the inside, because when God look at us, he said the beauty lies in our heart. So what you're going to hear today is Speaking Life from Teri Harrison. And not only is she an awesome speaker, I just want to let you guys know that she's an author. She's an attorney. She's a master coach. She's everything. Yes, honey. Yes. Y'all know how I get. Y'all know how I do. But I'm really excited about this webinar because she's amazing. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes to come in. Teri and I are just going to, chat a little bit. And you guys, I see you guys are inboxing me and you're talking to me now and you're like, here I come. Give us a minute. All right. I understand it's 9:01. So, yeah, come on. Let me see, discard that. And actually, and she has some beautiful pictures, you guys. So I really want you to be able to connect with her. Ask questions because she is truly amazing and doing wonderful things. And I find out that she was down, well, we call it down south, even though it was Virginia, but that's not where she is now. But still, you're gonna hear just a little twang in her voice, just a little twang. So I want I want y'all to get ready. And there she goes, and just hear her, and as she speak life to our health and wealth. And I have my notebook, I have my pen, I'm ready to take notes. Today I'm listening. I urge you, get your notebook, your handy dandy notebook, get your pen. She's going to give awesome nuggets that you can make applicable to your life. Okay. You want to do marketing and branding. You want a business. You want to know how, you look at us and be like, oh my God, they're so courageous, or, they don't fear anything. And how do they do? Because we kick fear in the face. Right. Okay. And we say that we are amazing. We are great, and greater he that's in you than he that's in the world. So if greatness lives in me, I have no choice but to be what? Great.
Absolutely.
Right. All right. So here we go. I am going on mute, and I'm going to get my notebook, and I got you. You guys go ahead and take notes with me, and I'll unmute myself when she's done. All right, Teri, you're on.
Well, good evening to each and every one of you. Are you ready to be in this place tonight and speak life, not only to your health, not only to your wealth, but to your dreams? Are you ready to speak life to your possibilities? Are you ready to speak life to every ambition that God has placed on the inside of you? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm ready too. I'm excited to be with you tonight. I have to shout out Letitia Nicole for this movement, because that's what Speak Life really is. It's a movement, y'all. And I have to commend you, girlfriend, for being a faith-based visionary, for being a woman of God and being unapologetic about that, for walking in your spiritual gifts and really bringing a different level and a different type of blessing to the marketplace. So I just want to say shout outs to Letitia Nicole. Thank you for this awesome movement that you have put together. And I'm just happy to be rocking with you and your tribe tonight. Awesome. Well, I am Teri Harrison, and I'll give you a little bit of information about me. I am a business attorney and master success coach for women entrepreneurs. And I practice law, everything from corporate law, mergers and acquisitions, all the way to pharmaceutical litigation. And I did that for about 15 years. And during the time that I practiced law, I knew very early on that it was my profession, but it was not my calling. That it was rewarding, but it was not fulfilling. I knew that God had really called me to use my voice in a completely different way. He had called me to inspire people. He had called me to empower people to succeed and empower people to achieve. And so now that's exactly what I do. Now I have a company called Fearless and Fabulous Worldwide, and it's all about empowering women entrepreneurs to stand up, to get serious, and to maximize their success. And so tonight, guess what? That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to stand up. We're going to get serious about our health. We're going to get serious about our wealth. We're going to get serious about all of our dreams, all of our goals. And we're what? We're going to maximize our success. Yes? All righty. Grab a pen, grab some paper. Yes, make sure you have a water bottle. Share this link. Somebody needs to hear this tonight. You guys, I'm going to take this beyond the realms of health and wealth. I'm going to take this into really speaking life into whatever goals and desires that God has placed inside you. And I'm going to help you do that because I'm going to share with you 9 power principles, 9 ways that you can unleash your greatness and maximize success in every area of your life. Yes? 9 ways to unleash your greatness and maximize your success. And guess what? I made it easy for you. I put this in a Speak Life acronym. So for every letter in the acronym Speak Life, I'm going to give you a corresponding principle. And we're going to jump in this right now because I want you to, I want to be respectful of your time, but I also want to elevate your mind and I want to get you right so that when you get off of this, this program tonight, you're brand new. See, when you talk about speaking life, you're talking about speaking into a dead place. You're talking about speaking into a dead thing. And we all have areas in our life that's stagnant. We have areas in our life that are at a standstill. But all you have to do is open your mouth. All you have to do is be mighty in your word. All you have to do is believe that you can change the atmosphere and you can completely change the way you think and the way you speak, and it will have a direct impact on your reality. So let's jump into these 9 principles, these 9 power principles, Speak Life. All right. So if we're speaking life into our health, into our wealth, and to whatever goal or ambition you have, you must know that you must manage your time. So the S in Speak Life stands for stop wasting time. I was at a conference about 10 years ago. It was a conference with Bishop T.D. Jakes and Paula White, 2 of my faves. And I was so excited when Bishop Jakes walked out on the stage. And all the ladies were clapping. It was God's Leading Ladies Conference. Everybody was clapping. Everybody was just hanging on into the atmosphere, waiting for him to speak. And he stood there for about 2 minutes. And he never opened his mouth. And it got real quiet. And then he looked out into the audience. And he asked a very powerful question. He said, what are you going to do with the time you have left? What are you going to do with the time you have left? And I sat in the audience and tears began to stream down my face. And they began to stream down my face because I didn't have a plan. I didn't have an answer. I didn't have any specificity in terms of my life goals and my life plan. I had internal desires and I had good intentions, but I didn't have the actions to back it up. And so I was sitting in a space, becoming fully aware that the time that God had given me, I was wasting it because I didn't know what I was going to do with the blessing of my today and the blessing of my now. I was unclear. And what I want to tell you is that at some point, you have to get serious about being a steward of your time. My daughter is 7. Those of you who have little ones, you can totally relate to this and totally understand. Getting these kids ready for school, Jesus, you know, it can be very frustrating at times. But I tell my daughter, I said, hey, listen, let's get up. Let's move quick, you know, because kids do not have a sense of urgency. Let's move quick, go get dressed, put on your socks, put on your shoes. We don't want to be late for school today, right? That's what I tell my kid. 10, 15, 20 minutes later, I walk in. I say, okay, Kennedy, are you ready? You ready to go to school? And I look down the hall, and what is Kennedy doing? Kennedy is on the iPad. Kennedy is doing a dance routine. Kennedy is watching TV, and Kennedy has on no socks, and Kennedy has on no shoes. And it's so frustrating because you understand that they don't understand the importance of time. And I feel that God is saying the exact same thing to us. You know, he's giving you something specific to do. See, I told Kennedy, go put on your shoes, go put on your socks. But God told you, go write that book, go start that business, start spending time with your family, start praying more, start seeking me more, start building connections, start networking, get out your house, get out your mind, start getting out of your comfort zone. He's giving you an assignment. He's giving you something specific to do. But then he looks into the hallway of your life And what does he see you doing? Honey, you laid up watching Scandal. You haven't written a chapter in your book. Why? Because you're on Facebook. You're looking at what everybody else is doing instead of working on what you need to be working on and handling your business to manifest and actualize your dreams and your destiny. You looking at other people, peering through the windows of Facebook, watching them do what they're doing instead of focusing on what you need to do. You haven't done what you needed to do because you haven't gained a sense of urgency as it relates to your time. What I want to remind you is that somebody didn't wake up this morning. Somebody does not have the presence and the power of now. You have that. And if you're serious about speaking life to any area, any vision that you have, any goal that you have, if you're serious about really speaking life to that thing, you have to get serious about your time. Because people, the difference between millionaires and billionaires is what they do with their time. The difference between the person who's really fit and works out every day and the person who makes excuses is what they do with their time. And so as we become men and women of higher leadership and higher elevation, we must be real critically clear that success is urgent, that visions and goals are urgent. The time that God has given you is precious, and we must use our time, and we must use it wisely now. So the first principle in Speak Life is stop wasting time. All right, y'all. Are you ready? We're going to move on to the second principle. The second principle begins with what? The letter P. And it stands for position yourself. Position yourself. Just got through talking about my daughter. For those of you who are mothers, you understand when you get ready to have a child, when you get ready to go into labor, you don't sit back and cross your legs. Right? You don't start skipping and jumping and leaping and doing, the splits. No, there's a certain position that you have to be in order to bring that thing to pass. There's a certain position that you have to be in. When you watch, if you watch sports, if you watch the Super Bowl, part of the whole ambiance of being on a team is that everybody has a position. Yes. And so you have to be in position, because if the team is not in position, it makes it difficult for the team to win. So what I want you to know on tonight is that if you're not in position for what God has called you to do, it's going to make it difficult for you to win. See, you have to get in position with your purpose. What that means is you have to get in alignment with the assignment that you have, because the assignment is important. Most people are not in alignment with their assignment because they don't know what it is. Now, here's the thing. We go to school, right? We go to school for several years. We learn math, we learn English, we learn history, we learn science, but no one ever taught us to learn ourselves. So what we have failed to do is learn how to be quiet, is learn how to be still and sit in the presence of introspection, to look within ourselves, go deep within ourselves and pull out the greatness, pull out the gifts, pull out the attributes that we have that we're supposed to use on this journey called life. And so what happens is we forsake the gifts because we really don't know them, because we really haven't explored ourselves, right? We haven't turned down the noise in our lives, so we can't really hear our inner voice. We can't hear God's voice. We're praying for things and we're thinking that there's no answer, but the answer's there. We just can't hear it, because there's so much noise. And so when you get in position, you got to know the plays. And in order to know the plays, you have to be in the playbook. And in order to get in the playbook, you have to be quiet so that you can read it and so that you can receive it. And so when you get in alignment with your purpose, some people say your purpose is that thing you would do if you were doing it for free. Well, I'm gonna just keep it real with y'all. I ain't down for that. I don't think there's too much really that I would like to do on a full-time basis outside of motherhood and being a wife that's for free. I don't think that's a good way to look at it. I think you should look at what is it that comes natural to you? What is it that you're naturally good at? What is it that people come to you for? And really begin to understand, how does this play into my bigger divine assignment, right? So first, you have to get in alignment with your purpose. Now, when you position yourself into your purpose, what happens is that you automatically rise up in your power. Because God just didn't give you purpose. He also gave you power. And see, your power that you have, the inherent power that you have, the beautiful thing about power, your personal power allows you to make a decision. That's the power that you have. See, sometimes we try to make power deep. We try to get all a Jan Levanzant when it comes to power. No, power is your ability to make a choice. That's the biggest power you have. You have a mindset and you have the ability to choose the choices that you make. So you choose how often you swipe that credit card, right? You choose what you put in your mouth to eat. You choose what you put to your lips to drink. You choose whether you go to the club on Saturday night or whether you go home to be with your kids. That's your choice. But I just want you to know that there's a power in your choice. And so when you get in alignment with your purpose, it positions you in your power. And only when you're in the position for your power can you receive the provision. See, the provision is already there. But if you're out of alignment with your purpose and you're out of alignment with your power, you'll miss the provision. See, God has already given you everything you need for your journey ahead. It's already there. You just haven't discovered it because you're out of alignment. So you can't really see what all you have. It's like, you're looking for something to wear. And instead of going to your closet, you go to the kitchen. Well, your clothes aren't in the kitchen. Your clothes are in the closet. But because you don't understand, you have no direction, then what's happening is that you're looking for things in the wrong places. And then you get in frustration and overwhelm when you can't find them. And you believe that you don't have it, but the next person has it. No, you have it. You just got to get in alignment with that thing. You just got to get straight and narrow. You got to really start stepping into your purpose in a mighty and purposeful and powerful way. And when you do that, the provision shows up. And guess what? Boom, you can reach every goal. You can reach every goal. You can rise up higher in every ambition that you have to manifest and actualize your destiny. So the second principle on tonight, we're talking about 9 powerful ways to unleash your greatness and maximize your success. If you're just tuning in, come on in, welcome. We're on the letter P for Speak Life, and P is position yourself. All right, y'all. So once you position yourself, that brings us to letter E. When you get in position and you're standing in your power and God is giving you that provision, guess what you got to do? You got to eliminate distractions. E stands for eliminate distractions. How many of you know when you start getting in alignment with your purpose? How many of you know when you start stepping out of your comfort zone that the enemy shows up to stop you? The enemy shows up with his bag of tricks, and I call those bag of tricks distractions. So let me break this thing down for you. So there's 2 types of distractions that I talk to my clients about, and I want to talk to you tonight about those 2 types of distractions. The first type of distraction, we just kind of talked about them just a little bit. These are external distractions. These are the distractions that go on around you. So things like TV, things like being on the phone, things like being caught up with your boo. I'm not even going to go there tonight. But let me tell you something. You can't control other people. There's no need for you to be sitting around worried about or talking about what someone didn't do or what they should have done or what they did 2 years ago. It's over. It's done. At the end of the day, you can't let what happened consume you to the point where you get off focus and you get off track. So sometimes our circumstances can become external distractions. Right? And so that's one type of distraction. But then you have what I call the worst type of distraction, the distractions that we can actually control. And those are the internal distractions, what I call the mindset shenanigans. The things that show up in your head that tell you that you're not good enough, that you're not smart enough, that you didn't come from the right family, that your past doesn't prepare you for your present. All of these things that show up in your mind to make you hesitate, to make you procrastinate from really stepping out and accomplishing your goals, right? So it's the internal distractions that can really jack you up. And so tonight, I want to really talk about the biggest internal distraction of all, and that's fear. We all have it. I don't care how much success you have. I don't care how much money you have. Everybody experiences some level of fear. I learned early on in my career that fear was really a bully. And when you think about bullies, what do bullies do? Bullies scare people. That's what they specialize in. They specialize in scaring people. And what fear does is it specializes in scaring you into mediocrity. It specializes in scaring you into average, right? I don't know if you've ever been bullied before. When I was in elementary school, second, third grade, there was these 2 heifers. Now, don't put me off the broadcast, Letitia. They was heifers, though. I have to say that. I know it's all Christianly. These heifers stalked me every single day. These 2 little girls threatened to beat me up almost every single day. It was horrible. And I still, right now, at the age of 42, I still remember running from these girls at the bus stop. I still remember ducking and dodging these girls in the bathroom. I still remember standing behind my teacher, afraid to come out because I didn't want them to get me. And you know what? When I started my business, when I left the practice of law, when I got out of my comfort zone and really stepped into my calling, I started getting bullied all over again. But this time the bully was fear, because guess what? Fear had me ducking and dodging opportunities. Fear had me running away from my destiny. Fear had me scared, stuck in my comfort zone, afraid to come out. And, I said, you know what? Maybe if I had more experience, because I was a brand new coach on the scene, I said, maybe if I had more experience, I'd have less fear. Maybe if I had more clients, I'd have less fear. Maybe if I got in shape, maybe if I lost, 15, 20 pounds, maybe I'd be more confident, when I showed up on the scene, and I'd have less fear. And then I heard Bishop T.D. Jakes, I heard him say something that blew my mind. He was on Oprah Winfrey, and he said that he has a fear of public speaking. And I was like, what? He said that his wife has to have a bucket and a bag behind stage. And she used to have that bucket and that bag when he had his church, when he had the Potter's House, when he first started it. And even now, like when he showed up on the Oprah stage, she was back there with her bucket and her bag, because he gets so nervous that he makes himself sick. I said, there's just no way. The T.D. Jakes, right? Spiritual guru, great speaker, scared to get on the stage and speak. You never know it. And then I heard Beyonce say something. She was doing an interview a few years ago with Sway. And he said, what took you so long, to step out into your solo career? And she said, well, if I'm being honest, she said, I get so nervous when it's time for me to perform that I actually forget my lyrics. And having Kelly and Michelle with me was so important, because if I forgot, they would still be singing, and everyone, they would just chime in and no one would know that I forgot the words. And so I was scared to step out on my own because of what would happen, because of what would happen if I messed up. And I said, wait a minute, you mean to tell me Bishop T.D. Jakes is scared to speak? Beyonce is scared to perform. I said, you know what? It has nothing to do with how you look. It has nothing to do with how much money you make. It has nothing to do with how much experience you have. The difference between people who succeed and people who don't is that people who succeed, they feel the fear and they do it anyway. And so tonight, I want you to know, if you're listening, if you're watching, whatever fear you have, whatever hesitation you have, it's okay. It's a part of the journey. I'm not going to tell you that fear is not a part of the journey, because it is. But let me tell you, when you rise up in that thing, when you get real, real serious and you let fear know that you're not going to stop me, that I'm going to keep pressing, that I'm going to keep pushing, that you won't hold me down, that you won't hold me back, that there's something for me, there's a goal with my name on it, and you keep pressing, you and your mission, you become unstoppable. And that's why the third letter of this 9-part power principle is what? E, eliminate distractions. All right, y'all. The next letter is amplify your vision. That stands for the letter A. Amplify your vision. Something that I learned early on is that my vision was too small. And what I've learned now is the more I talk with people, the more I sit down with womenpreneurs all across the United States, I realize that their vision is too small. We've been taught, we've been programmed to be minuscule. We've been taught and programmed to minimize and hush up the desires of our heart. And so what we do is we create this small vision for ourselves. I want a 6-figure business. Well, why not? If Bill Gates can do it, you can do it. So why would you want a 6-figure business when there are people in the world who have a 7- and an 8-figure business? So why are you setting your goals low? Why? Because you don't believe you can reach them. See, your vision, if your vision is small, it will yield little. And when you want to change what you reap, you got to change what you sow. So we have to start sowing a greater vision for our life. We have to start amplifying that vision. What does it mean? Turn down for what, right? When you amplify something, you pump it up, you make it hype, you make it big. And so I want you to take the vision that you have for your life, and I want you to maximize it. I want you to amplify it. I want you to set it on fire. I want you to look at the goals that you have and say, X amount, these are too small. Take that same goal that you have written down and maximize that thing. Make it bigger. If you have a goal to write a book, that's not a good goal. Have a goal to write a bestseller. Have a goal that ends you on the Oprah Winfrey Show, that puts you on a show where you can give recognition and bring impact to the marketplace with your book. If you have a goal to start a business, don't just start a business to create an extra income stream. Create a business to help somebody. Create a business to empower somebody. Create a business that's more than a monetary value. Let it have a social impact. Leave your legacy, leave your footprint on the world. When you amplify your vision, you understand that there's so much that you can do with what you have. There's so much treasure inside you. There's so much greatness inside you. It just boils down to, what are you going to do with it? So amplify your vision, and you can't amplify something that you don't have. So let me just say this. Intention is not vision. Intention is not vision, you guys. It's not enough to just be cool and, too cool for school. And yeah, I have my goals in my head. No. You must write the vision and make it plain. You must write it down. Okay. You must write it down, because only can you amplify it once you have it written. So then you can see how you can spruce it up. You know how when you have a paper that you're writing, you ever been in school and you had to write a paper and you write it and then you go back and you revise it and then you add something else, or you add a quote, or you add some extra information. That's what you're going to do with your vision. You're going to write it down one time, and then you're going to look at it and you're going to reframe it and you're going to reposition it and you're going to amplify it. Right? Why? Because what did we say? If you want to change what you read, you have to change what you sow, and it begins with sowing with the greater vision. Yes? All right, y'all. We're getting ready to step into the next principle. The next principle begins with the letter K, and K stands for keep going. You may not need this right now. You may have energy. You may have a positive outlook on your life and your situation. But let me tell you something. Life is real, and sometimes life throws you a curveball. Sometimes things happen unexpectedly. Sometimes emotionally, you're just not in a good place. And so that means that there are goals that you have that you put on the back burner. That means that there are times that you want to quit. There are times that you want to give up on your dream. There are times that you don't want to keep going. But see, if you have the mentality of keep pushing, if you have the mentality to keep going, if you're relentless, if you're tenacious, if you don't give in, if you don't give up, that means that you have the mindset of a champion. I am a Kobe Bryant fan. Let me just say that. And I'm so sad that he's no longer playing. And I'm so sad that he got hurt in the game. That's a long story. We won't get into that tonight. But let me tell you something that I learned about Kobe Bryant. It's probably about 3 years ago now. Kobe Bryant was playing a basketball game with the Lakers. They were losing, and they were losing bad. And they had like 2 minutes left on the clock. And there was no way the Lakers were going to win. And in that last 2 minutes of the game, Kobe just gave me everything. I mean, he was blocking shots. He was rebounding. He was running up and down the court. He made some baskets. He made some free throws. And I said, you know what? Kobe is crazy. He could get injured. He's out here putting everything on the line. Maybe he doesn't see the scoreboard. Maybe he doesn't understand that there's no way that the Lakers are going to win. And so I was looking at Kobe like he was crazy. And then later that night, y'all, something revelatory happened in my spirit. And I recognized that the reason why Kobe Bryant kept playing the way that he did, the reason why Kobe Bryant kept going hard with it, is because Kobe Bryant has the mindset of a champion. And when you have the mindset of a champion, it doesn't matter what the circumstances look like. You always give your best. You always go hard with it. You always try to score, because champions never give in. Champions never give up. Champions keep going. And champions keep pushing. And I know that God did not call you to be a player on the bench. He called you to be a champion. You better put on your uniform and act like you know. You better get out here on this court of life and play like you've never played before. Play full out. And no matter how tired you get, no matter how discouraged you get, no matter who doesn't support you, because guess what? Everybody's not going to support you. Sometimes the people closest to you do not understand your vision and will attempt, and I said attempt, to block your blessings. But let me tell you something. Can't nobody block your blessings but you. So don't even give people power. Don't even give them the opportunity to do that. No matter the circumstance, keep going, keep pushing. Yes? All right. So that we are now completing the letter K, and we're moving into the letter L. And I think this is important. One of the things that I do as a coach, letter L stands for look for mentors. Look for mentors. One of the things that I tell my clients all the time is that there is mentorship everywhere now. With the invention of the internet, with the invention of Twitter and all the articles that are going forth and all the information that's being disseminated, with the invention of a library, there's no reason why you can't find mentorship, because it comes in many forms. See, I used to think that mentorship meant one-on-one time with somebody, and that's great if you have somebody who can sit down with you who can kind of show you the ropes and give you some insight on how to do what it is you're trying to do, whether it's speaking life to your health, whether it's speaking life to your wealth, whatever goals you have. If you can sit down and talk to somebody, that's great. But you know what? We live in an industry, we live in a society where everybody is busy and people don't like to take time anymore. Don't let that stop you. Look for mentorship in other areas. You can find mentorship in a book. There's some authors who've written books. Find a book that speaks to you, right? Find a mentor that speaks to you. Maybe it's an author. Maybe it's someone on TV. I mention TD Jakes all the time because I don't go to his church, but guess what? I record his show. I watch. I take notes. He shapes me. He makes me better, and that's the whole purpose of having mentorship. We need to be around people who push us, who challenge us to be better. If we stay the way that we are, we'll continue to get what we already have. And that's not what we want, right? Why set a goal if we already have what it is we're trying to achieve? We're trying to step out of that. We're trying to be catapulted into a new reality. We're trying to do a new thing. And having a new thing means sometimes getting around a new person who can save us some time, who could give us some wisdom, right, to learn from. And so mentorship is critically key. So find you a mentor. One tip that I'll share with you, one of the things that I do, I go onto LinkedIn. You should definitely be on LinkedIn if you are a professional, a purpose-driven professional. I know that you have a LinkedIn account. If you go to the search box on LinkedIn and you just put in whatever it is that you're looking for. So let's say you're looking for some wealth strategies. Put in wealth or financial expert in the search box. Because you have a profile, it already has your zip code. So it's going to give you everyone in your area who does what you are looking for. And that's a great thing. So I've been able to just search people out on inbox and send them a note and say, hey, we're connected on LinkedIn now. And I just wanted to sit down, maybe take a few minutes of your time. Let's chat. I love to learn more about what you do. I learn more about your services. And it's a great way to connect with people who have information and expertise that can benefit you. So definitely look for mentorship. All right, let's move into the next letter. The next letter is the letter I. Y'all, this is important. You have to identify where you need to improve. You have to identify areas for your improvement. I don't know if you've ever worked in corporate America. When I was practicing law, Lord have mercy, we would have these reviews and it was so scary because you wanted to do a good job. Your reviews meant or impacted what type of bonus you had. So you wanted to have a really great review and you wanted your supervisor to appreciate your work and the efforts that you were putting on the job. And when I left corporate America and I no longer had reviews, I said, you know what? I need to start reviewing myself. I need to be critically honest about my performance on a personal level and on a professional level. And so now one of the things that I do, usually on a Sunday, I look back at my week and I say, how did I do on a personal level? I look at, my motherhood skills. I look at how I manage my household that week. I look at my workout and my fitness routine and the goals that I wanted to accomplish. Did I do it? Did I go to the gym the requisite amount of time? Did I eat properly? Did I drink my water? Did I get my rest? That's something that I'm working on, getting my rest. And so what I do is I look at my performance on a personal level, and then I look at my performance on a professional level, and then I give myself a rating. The good thing about the rating is that what I do is I call erase and replace. Okay, so I erase those habits and those tendencies that I had that were not to my advantage, that did me a disservice. I erase those things and I say, how can I replace that? How can I be better next week? So this week, if I went to bed after midnight every night, I said, okay, next week I have to be intentional. Next week I have to be really mindful that I need to get my rest, right? If I ate really poorly, I ate way too much Mexican food. I was telling Letitia, I have an addiction to Mexican food. I'm a fajita type of girl. I'm from Texas, Letitia. I live in Nashville right now. So if you hear a twang, it's my Texas/Nashville twang that you hear. But I love Mexican food. But if I eat too much of it, then the next week I say, no, I need to chill out. I need to get it together. I need to reel myself back in, right? It's important that you have a gauge for performance. Don't let other people give you reviews and you don't even stop to review yourself. Right? The purpose of the review is not to tear you down. The purpose of the review is to build you up. Because if you're constantly looking at basically renewing who you are personally and renewing who you are professionally, you become better in every area of your life. And that's what it's all about, right? That's what speaking life is all about, right? All righty. So that is the letter I. You want to identify where you can improve. All right, y'all, we're almost done. We're down to the letter F. And this is important. And I want everybody to hear me. F stands for forgive yourself. I don't know if you've ever been in a place where you felt like you were too far ahead to be this far behind. Can anybody relate to that, where you knew better, but you weren't doing better? And then you start being hard on yourself because you don't like where you are, because you know you're supposed to be further along. And then you start being disenfranchised with yourself because all of the things that you have wanted to do for so long, you've been trying to lose those same 25 pounds for the last 5 years, right? And so every year, come New Year's resolution, you beat yourself up. You're like, you know what? I had that goal last year. It doesn't make any sense for me to be in the same size, right? I had the same goal last year. I said I was going to write a book 2 years ago. And here I am now, it's 2016. I don't even have one chapter. So we start condemning ourselves. We start going into what I call self-condemnation. We start engaging in what I call self-abuse. And self-abuse is the worst type of abuse to engage in, because self-abuse does not propel you forward. Self-abuse holds you back. It imprisons you to your past. You cannot change what you have not done, but you can change what you're going to do right now. So instead of focusing on what you haven't done and how far behind you are and how many bills you have and how much weight you need to lose and all of these things that you need to do, start giving yourself grace to start over. That's what I had to do. I had to give myself grace. Let me tell you, when I was in law school, I gained 76 pounds, and I went from being incredibly tiny to a size 20. And I was ashamed. I didn't want to go home. I didn't want people to see me. I refused to get a Facebook account. I was really going through those mindset shenanigans that I talked about earlier, because I was so upset with myself. And the thing about it, it wasn't that I was upset with myself because I had done it, because I had eaten myself to a size 20. I was upset because I couldn't stop. I was upset because I didn't have the discipline. I was good at every area of my life, but here it was, I couldn't control eating a cupcake. I couldn't control drinking a Coke. Here I am, I'm supposed to be a master success coach. I'm supposed to be a voice to women all across the world. I'm supposed to carry out this gift that God has given me, and I can't say no to the fajita. And I was mad at myself. And I finally had to embrace where I was in my journey and give myself grace. Now, for you, it may not be weight. For you, it could be finances. Maybe you're upset because you haven't made the money that you wanted to make, or you haven't saved the money, or you haven't created that additional income stream. Whatever proclivity you're in at the moment, it's not permanent. And it won't change until you give yourself grace to fully embrace and accept who you are, where you are on this journey, and then give yourself permission and healing to move forward. So forgive yourself. Stop being so hard on yourself. Stop judging yourself. Stop being critical of yourself. You're okay. You're beautiful. You have what it takes. You can win. You can succeed. Don't condemn yourself. We have too many people in the world who already do that for us. We have to stand in our power no matter what our situation is. I don't care if you're broke. I don't care if you're fat. I don't care what you are. At the end of the day, you're still humanly beautiful. You're still God created, and you're still on mission to thrive. So what we have to do as we speak life to our dreams is we have to forgive ourselves where we are on the journey, and then just give ourselves the grace to move forward. All right, y'all, that brings us to our final letter. Throw your hands in the air like you just don't care. Twirl around, do all of that, because guess what? None of these principles matter if you don't do this last principle. This last principle begins with the letter E. Y'all, it stands for execute now. Win now. Win now. You can't put your dreams on layaway. You can't put your success on layaway. You have to take immediate action now. One of the things that I love about Michael Jordan, I love sports. That's why I talk about it so much. Michael Jordan is a champion. But one of the things that Michael Jordan did was he maximized his now. Let me tell you a story about Michael Jordan real quick. We're going to go out with this, you guys. Michael Jordan was Michael Jordan because at 4 o'clock in the morning, when everybody else in the league was asleep, Michael Jordan was already at the gym shooting free throws. At 5 o'clock in the morning, when all of his colleagues were still hitting snooze, when they were still snug as a bug, Michael Jordan was in the gym shooting jump shots. See, at 6 o'clock in the morning, when his colleagues were just getting up, when they were trying to decide if they're going to have waffles or pancakes, Michael Jordan was already running laps around the gym. See, Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan because he was willing to do what most people won't do, so he can have what most people will never have. And that's freedom. And that's unstoppable success. You guys, you have to execute on your goals. You have to execute on your dreams. You have to be a champion. You have to be a warrior. You have to stand up in your purpose, stand up in your power. You have to rise. And all of that requires you to do what? To act, and to act now. None of the principles in Speak Life will work if you don't work them. But all of the principles in Speak Life will work if you work them. So execute now. I believe in you. I encourage you. I inspire you. I'm so happy to be a part of the Speak Life movement. Thank you again, Letitia Nicole, for having me on tonight. I love it. Thank you so much.
It's absolutely amazing to have you. This has been absolutely amazing. I'm telling you, I'm going to go to social media right now. You guys, I'm going to start shouting you out because I'm telling you, you did a magnificent job on keeping up with her, for one, because you were on it, honey. That Speak Life was on it. Jean Gardner said, get in alignment with your assignment. Teri Harrison, Speak Life speaker. Oh my goodness, no excuse zone. That's Tamika. She said, turn down the noise in your life. And then when you said turn down for what? Go for it. Just make it incredible. I was like, yes. I was over here like, yeah, just bouncing with you. It was amazing. Eliminate with the assignment. No, not eliminate. It's align yourself with your assignment. Position yourself. I mean, they just kept going and kept going and kept going. Let me see. Sean White said, position yourself. And she said, she's ready. Okay. Cheerleader habit. Yes. Yes. Eliminate your distractions. Internal distractions, TV, phone. And then you said your boo. I said, yes. She said, you got to turn him down too, honey. You got to turn the boo down too. You can't be hearing all that noise. Jean Gardner, circumstances can become distractions. Absolutely. Fear is a bully. Did y'all get that? Fear is a bully. And she said especially it pushes you into mediocrity. And I was like, wow, you know what? That's true. Fear wants you to be average. And we always hear Dr. Oliver say that average is the enemy, right? Good and great don't go together, right?
Right.
Fear will have you ducking opportunities. I say, you know how many times you're scared because you don't think you're good enough? Mm-hmm. She reminded you of those times. And now that you know that you are absolutely amazing. So Teri, all these things, these nuggets that you've given them, they were powerful, absolutely amazing and powerful. Author Joe Shepard said, fear specialized in scaring you into average. Absolutely. Absolutely. Sean White said, create a business to help somebody. Teri, all of these nuggets that you gave them, if they're not just be hearers of the word, but be doers also and not deceive themselves, honey, they will be amazing in themselves. They will maximize the potential that God gave them. They won't bury their gifts, right? They'll increase them. They'll multiply them. Mm-hmm. So I love these nuggets. And I mean, they just kept going on and on with everything that you were saying, and then execute now. She didn't say execute tomorrow. She didn't say execute a year later. She said now. She put a due date on your vision, a due date on your assignment, which is now. Right. When is the assignment due? Now. Execute now. Right now. Right? So all of these nuggets were absolutely amazing, and there were 9 power principles. Okay, so I want to know, does anybody have a question? And those that are here that don't know how to ask the questions and don't know where we are in Purpose Professionals. If you come into the group now, we will allow you to come in. We'll approve you to come in. Purpose Professionals on Facebook. Purpose professionals. Dr. Oliver T. Reed said, turn down your boo. I'll tell you, when you said that, I know men was like, what?
Like, what?
What you mean turn down your boo? Wait, no, y'all too loud. Erica Hick said, I like that. I know that's right. I know that's right. Well, if you have any questions, and I do realize that y'all like a couple of minutes behind us, so I'm going to wait on your questions. Make sure you tag me. Make sure you tag me so I can get your questions so I can give to Teri. Absolutely amazing, Teri. I thank you. I thank you.
Thank you.
This webinar series, empowerment series, has been amazing, and I think tonight was fitting because you just put the cherry on top of everything, you know. So it was amazing. So let me go back to social media. Here I go, you guys. If you have any questions for her or want to tell her something, now is the time, and I will read it out for her. Stand in your power. That's right. I'm telling you, they're listening to you. They're listening to you, and they got what you said. Say no to the fajitas.
Gotta do that. Gotta do that.
Say no to the fajitas. You got grace to start over, honey. Go put the fajita down and start on that grace. When? Today. Now. Lord have mercy. Jean Gardner said self-abuse. Wow. Yeah. If you don't exercise these principles in your life, you're allowing the devil to walk on you.
Come on.
You're allowing him to beat you down.
Yes.
So if you don't see what God see, and you don't see and say what he see, you know, you allow the enemy to tell you who you are and what to see. So absolutely self-abuse. Erase and replace. Oh, please talk about that one again. That was good to my heart.
You want me to talk about that?
Yes. Okay.
I didn't know if you could hear me. Okay, yeah. So erase and replace, it's just self-review. It's just engaging into a different level of introspection. You know, look at yourself on a personal level, look at yourself on a professional level, whatever titles you have, you know, if you're a wife, if you're a mom, a daughter, son, whatever you are, we all have titles, right? Biological titles, ring-related titles, whatever those titles are, make sure that you're giving your best. You don't want to give yourself the best to the world and give your least to your home. You know what I'm saying? So let's look and check ourselves and see how can we, basically the purpose of erase and replace is it's unleashing your greatness. And in order to unleash your greatness, you got to renew yourself on a daily basis. You got to look at where you went right and where you went wrong. And then you have to steer yourself back right on the path of where you're going. And so sometimes everybody makes a wrong turn. You know, everybody gets lost sometimes. But the purpose of GPS is to pull you back around and get you back on the right track. And so erase and replace is like that internal audit, that internal GPS that you sit down and look at and say, okay, how do I get back on track? How do I get back on path? How do I get back on assignment? And it's just something we have to do in order to be better.
That's good. That's good. I just wanted to hear it again. That's Jean Gardner said, I don't have next, I have now. Execute. That's what I'm talking about.
I love it.
You pretty much told them to do a self-assessment, to plan, to implement, evaluate, and then execute. So don't have a fajita, have a piece of pie. That's APIEE. Put the fajita down and go grab your piece of pie.
That's right.
Plan, implement, evaluate, then execute now.
Boom. I like that. There you go.
Yes,
boom.
Yes.
Right
That's now.
Good. That's good.
Can you tell them how to contact you, where to contact you, give them your information? Of course, you guys, she's going to go on Purpose Professionals because you all have purpose, and she's going to put her information out there and answer some of these amazing questions and talk to you guys, because I'm telling you, Teri, this was amazing. And like I said, these nuggets, I don't even need no sauce with it, honey. I don't need no barbecue sauce. They good all by itself. That was some good seasoning, all that. I like all that. So
I love it. I love it. Well, you know, thank you. I'm so glad that we had a chance to collaborate on something. Like I said, I've been seeing what you've been doing, and it's just, you know, it's so worthy of applause. It's a breath of fresh air. I love how you stand in your authenticity. I love how you're transparent with your story, and you heal people. You're healing people with your mission. And that's what it's really all about. And so, you guys, those of you who are tuned in today, I would love to connect with you. I am on Facebook, Teri Nicole Harrison. I'm also on Twitter. My Twitter handle is @_Teri Harrison. You definitely want to follow me on Periscope. I scope frequently, and I would love to connect with you there. And my website, let me tell you, if you want to learn more about me and what I do, you can go to TeriNicoleHarrison.com, TeriNicoleHarrison.com, and learn more about me and more about Fearless and Fabulous Worldwide.
Absolutely. Okay, well, make sure you put that in the box
For
those that's like, wait a minute. What's she say? What's she say? Gonna put it in there. And you are truly a purpose professional. You have purpose, and I thank you for allowing God to use your purpose tonight here on Speak Life Enterprises. I appreciate you. I thank you, my sister. You are absolutely amazing, and you truly have greatness living inside of you, because it just came out. And I thank you that the words that you spoke will not return to you void, because all the empowerment that you put into us is going right back into you, because what you sow, you shall reap.
Come on, I love that. Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely amazing. You guys, make sure you tune in April. This is the last one for February, right? I know, but we got 16 more awesome speakers for April, which is Speak Life to Your Relationship. You know, we have every other month, we have an awesome set up for Speak Life Enterprises, whether you're speaking life to boys to men, speaking life into your husband, you know, speaking life to your children. We have to learn how to speak things as though they aren't, so they shall be.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And believe and receive. So all year long, we're going to be speaking life. Okay.
That's great. I love it. I love it.
Absolutely. I love you guys. And remember, if God is for you, who can be against you? Nobody. Poof. Nobody. Okay. Bye.
Bye.